Good evening, dear friends. Today we are here on this Saturday at 9 p.m. with a very special person on Hello Conversations, Dr.Jog Bhatia. We welcome you, sir, on Deep Talks and a very good evening to you. I am honored on this Teachers' Day, wishing you a very happy Teachers' Day, and I wish that our conversations never end. On this weekend, this man has taken out special time for all of the viewers and for all of us. It takes a heart, it takes courage to be on the love seat. So let me ask Dr. Jog Bhatia, in conversation with me, who's a man of disaster management. Sir, what is your take on disaster management and what is hazmat? Because you have specialized in it. So what our viewers would love to know is what actually is disaster management and what is your specialization in?
First of all, very good evening to everyone, all the viewers, and Gurleen to you. And
Thank you,
thank you
sir.
very much. And happy Teachers' Day to all of you, because we learn every day, every time. We always learn something from someone. So everyone is a teacher. Pavan Guru Pani Pita Mata Tartmat. Everyone is a teacher. Everyone around you is a teacher. So my
Very
salute to
nice.
all the teachers of this world who has given and something to learn. So now you were asking about the disaster management. Actually, my field is disaster management, and I have been working in this field from last 25 years. Actually. So earlier
Wonderful.
I was in ITBP, and then our team was the first team to start NDRF. We were the first team to
Wow.
go to Singapore, and we have done a course on international hazmat specialist, that is international hazardous material specialization. So after that,
Wow.
coming to back to India, we started giving training of nuclear, biological, chemical emergencies to our forces, and slowly to our citizens also. Actually,
Wow.
nowadays that you are watching in the TVs, and various types of instructions are being given by the government that how to protect yourself from corona. Corona is and COVID is just spreading, and it is a big pandemic which has taken up all the world in its grip. Actually, so at
Very
that
right.
time, about all these biological theories, we were teaching about 10 to 15 years back actually. So how these biological weapons are made, how these biological attacks are there, and what are the COVID ideas that come in the people, and similarly are the chemical emergencies that may come up, and similar are the radiological and nuclear emergencies that may come up. So we should be very much
Quite right.
prepared for that. So we only wake up when there is some strike. Before that, we
Yes,
just keep sleeping. Only when there is some strike,
exactly.
or when there is some attack, then after that we wake up and we become. Then after that we become active. We are not proactive. We don't go for preparation. We don't go for uh, mitigation processes in the very early stage. Actually, that's why we suffer. So here
I
I say
understand.
that after the COVID has taken all over the world, now we are fighting against it. So similarly, the future warfare is not a conventional warfare. It will not be with the help of LMG, MMG, or machine guns. It will be mostly of biological, chemical, or nuclear nature. So we should be very much prepared for it. Not only our forces, but our common citizens all over the world, they should be very much prepared for it, because
Prepared for it.
dirty minds are always there, and if something happens, it will be only because of dirty mind. Normal people all over the world, they are all the children of God. Nobody wants war. Everybody wants love. Everybody wants uh, a good living, a good
Very right.
society. So let us all join our hands to develop our society and make our society a safe and a beautiful place to live in by us as well as our coming generations.
Very
So
rightly pointed out. Very rightly pointed out. I am so impressed by the fact that you are a DSP in disaster management, and for our nation and for the viewers who are watching us, it's very necessary to know that we need to be proactive. We are not proactive, and that makes
yeah,
us a little aware of the situations around us, and we can always conquer anything by love. And love
yeah,
begets love is something that I follow. And I think Dr. Jog Bhatia is also stating the very same line of thought with my mental thoughts, which are always talking about a positive living and a better living. So, sir,
yeah.
if I want to ask you, which area of human life needs management in personal relationships? If it comes to personal relations, Which area do you think needs management?
See, management starts from the very beginning, actually. From the very beginning, the management starts. There is no area left in this world which is not. One minute, battery is going down, I think. Yeah.
Not a problem. You can put the charger on.
Yeah. Everything which is not managed properly is not going to happen. You all have heard about the story of a tortoise and a hare. They were both
Yes.
the friends. They were both were the friends, but there was a bet in between them that who will win the race. So there was a race. Who won the race? Gulin, you tell who won the race.
Let the viewers tell. Please pass in your comments who won the race. We want everybody to join this
Yeah.
conversation, but it is very
Yeah.
meaningful. If we
Yeah. Who won
reveal
the
this
race?
answer, yeah, who won the race? Let's keep it a mystery. Let the viewers type in, and we would see who actually guesses the right one. So let's keep this mystery hanging on, and you can share the rest of the
Yeah.
views on it.
Who won the race?
I think I'm waiting for some comments to come in. Viewers
Uh,
can answer this, but in a way you can relate that episode.
yeah. So anyway, it is taking time, so let us cover it. So,
Yes,
Gulin, you tell me who won the race?
amongst the hare and the turtle, right?
Yeah, race was between hare and tortoise. Isn't it?
Obviously, the
Tortoise won.
turtle.
Turtle won the race.
Yeah.
So, what was the moral of the story? It
In
was
life, we need,
slow and
yeah,
steady,
in life,
isn't
we
it?
need to, yes, slow, yeah.
Yeah. But what happened? But what happened? The story didn't end here. The hare thought that it is a great insult to him that tortoise, a slowly moving species, has won the race. So hare again went to the tortoise
Yes.
and again challenged him that let us have one more race. So this time the hare just understood that what was the cause of his failure. Oh my God.
True. Never mind, viewers. I think Dr. Jog Bhatia would be joining us soon, and maybe the battery of the laptop has gone. I will invite him again. So we will share our screen with Dr. Jog Bhatia once again. And I believe the story he was talking about is a great story. So let's keep this live session on while he joins us. I'm wondering, in our lives, we have so much of disasters in personal and professional relationships that we hardly ponder over the same. And the fact remains that in life, we need to understand sometimes that disasters can be managed with a positive thought process. And it's very important to have an affirmation every single day to overcome the disasters in life. And one can easily do that. I'm sure this session of Deep Talks, which I bring every single Monday and Thursday, is bringing something for the viewers who are always there waiting for some conversations that are enlightening them. What I understand about the speakers coming on the love seat is it takes a lot of courage, a lot of confidence, and a lot of brazenness, I would say, as a psychologist, to be a speaker. And to be a speaker, one needs to transform lives of many souls. In entire span of my life journey, I have always learned it the harder ways. I've learned that failures teach us more than the success stories. So when the failures are there in life, we understand that life is even more beautiful. And with this, some disasters can always be managed. As rightly stated by Dr. Jog Bhatia, I always feel that any kind of a hiccup in a personal or professional sphere can be overcome if we think positive. And in a way, this time slot was framed for me to manage the disaster. And we have Sir back with us on the screen. And the viewers, we are so happy that you are there with us because nothing can mar the success of a person who's always strong-willed, determined, and positive to share our time with you all. So, sir, you
So,
were saying something on
sorry,
the
there was a sort of
yeah.
disaster that the communication was failed, but now again I am back. If you keep on
That's
trying,
okay.
nothing is
That's
impossible.
okay. That's okay.
So,
Nothing is impossible. Yeah.
so,
Carry
so
on,
what
sir.
happened? So what happened? The tortoise understood that what was the cause of his failure. The main cause of his failure was overconfidence and the feeling of sleep. So he overcome
Yes.
this thing. And this time, when there was again a race between a hare and a tortoise, the hare ran very fast, got to the target, and won the race. So what is the moral of this story? We can
Kindly
say,
share with our viewers. Yeah.
we can say, fast and steady wins the race. You can see around you your friends and all your colleagues who are very fast and who are very steady, who keep on fighting, they mostly win the race. But
Very right.
dear viewers, the story even didn't end here. The tortoise thought that this is again a very big challenge. First time I was won, and second time I am again lost. This is a very it's big insult to me. So he again challenged the hare that let us have one more race. But what the tortoise did this time, he chose the route in which there was a river in between. So again there was a race.
Wonderful.
So hare ran very fast, but at the bank of the river, hare was helpless. Tortoise came slowly, reached the bank of the river in the evening, then swam over the river and got to the target and won the race. So what is the
Very
story?
right.
What is the moral of this story?
Very
We
right.
can
I think you need to share with the viewers the moral of the story. They would be interested to know what is the moral of the stories.
what is the moral of the story?
Well, Major Rakesh Sharma has joined us and he says it's an excellent point by Dr. Jog Bhatia. Very good evening, Major Rakesh. Thanks for joining our conversation. Please kindly share, Dr. Jog Bhatia, the moral of the story.
So moral of the story, it is related to Major Saab. So the moral of story is strategic planning wins the race. If you have got a proper strategy, you have got a proper planning, definitely you are going to win the race. तो कोई भी हवा में तीर मारने से कोई रेस नहीं विन होती है. You should have proper strategy. So this concept of disaster management, if you don't have proper strategy, you don't have proper planning, you are not going to win the race. So this time Toto is a slow moving species. He had got a strategy and he won the race. But
Wonderful, wonderful.
the story even didn't end here also. This time again the hare was lost. So he again came and challenged the tortoise. But this time they both decided to move together. So what happened? In the beginning, the tortoise sat on the back of the hare, and the hare ran very fast to the bank of the river. Then tortoise go into the river, and the hare sat on the back of the tortoise. Tortoise swam over the river. Then again the tortoise sat on the back of the hare, and very fast they reached the target. So what is the moral of this story?
Only you have to share this because viewers are listening. And if I share the story, it will be like I'll eat the cake. So I think it should
No,
come from your end.
uh-huh. So the moral of the story is teamwork, team building. So about the relations that you were asking, the relations are from the very beginning to end, and that is the spirit of disaster management, where there are no relations, where there is no feelings for each other. So disaster is going to happen one way or another way in your life. So these
Exactly.
relationships, the love and the relationships, the emotional feelings that are the inherent of human being, that are the inherent of the human blood. It starts from the womb of the mother. From
Very
that
right.
time, that love is there. And from every age, the child also needs the love of the mother. As it grows up, there is a friendship. Then comes the adolescent age. There also, the girl or a boy, they needs of love. As they grow up, they needs more love. Whether it is earlier they didn't need physical love, then physical love also comes up. And then again,
Yes.
whole life, when all even your children are went away, they are married and go to abroad or otherwise, the old couple, they need love and attachment with each other and the company of each other. So this relationships and companionship that is inherent in human being, so it is always needed by it. And that's why we say that God is love. If you want to reach the God,
Exactly.
I think only if love is there inside you, it means that God is inside you.
Exactly.
This
So,
is
sir,
what.
wonderfully answered and wonderfully stated a story on Teachers' Day. I'm sure the viewers who are watching us, they will feel the spirit of positivity in them. Love begets love. I keep on saying to people, giving takes a large heart. Don't take giving as a sacrifice. Never, never, never pinpoint your doings to anyone. If you've done a good deed, it is because you wanted to do it. And that is such a beautiful act of kindness that when it multiplies, it throws in a lot of love and a lot of light. So, sir, may
Without
I ask
love,
you?
without love, the
Uh,
race of human being is going to fail. Once you have got a human life,
exactly.
it is to love, to develop relations, to have feelings. If you don't develop these feelings,
Exactly.
definitely there is no use of human life.
Very right. So, sir, what mistakes youngsters are making these days in relationships? Your take on it.
Pardon?
What mistakes the youngsters are making these days in relationships?
Yeah. Relationships, most of the time, what the youngsters do, they don't understand the feeling of love, what actually love is. Sometimes what they happen, they just go for attraction only. Actually, love comes from the family. The person who loves, he or she loves everything. It comes from the parents. It is inherited from the parents. If you actually are in love with someone, it means that there is love inside you. You will love everything. You will love pets. You will love plants and animals. You will even love the flower. You will even don't like to click up any flower, to pick up any flower, because
Exactly.
you love it. You love the life. You love
Very
everything.
right.
You,
Very right.
you will not you will not pollute your society. You want that your roads should be clean. You want the environment should be clean. You want that everything should be good at its place, and everyone you want to be happy. But when you are filled with the lust only, and there is no love, then the youngsters mistake lust with love. Actually, lust is not love. Lust is something that our physical body requires. But when love
Hmm.
enters it, then definitely it becomes a very good. That energy of lust, when embedded with love, then that makes the perfect couples actually who can enjoy the life. But simply
Wonderful.
left
Wonderful.
this thing. So this is the basic
I just,
mistake that they
I
make.
just, I just love the concept of making youngsters understand, even the adults sometimes, what is
Yeah.
lust and what is love. I find that the extramarital affairs are increasing because men are not getting satisfied with one partner, the wife. They are not ready to work in a relation, but they're ready to opt out for the variety of souls walking on this earth, and somewhere they don't want to give an extra effort in working inside the relation than taking an easy way out by going out with someone for just a short temporary pleasure. So there is a difference between lust and love. Viewers, if you all are watching us, it is always great to manage the disaster of getting married to the one you actually did. That is in a humor form, I'm saying. If you have managed a disaster, then try to manage it for the longer run as well. Try to stick by your partner through all the lows, through all the phases, through all the seasons, because there's a reason why the person is in your life.
Actually,
Outside
that's what.
people, yeah, outside people would not stand by you 24 into 7. They are there only when they are looking good or when they are bright, and they will only cater when you have certain facilities with you. So kindly, this show is bringing something which is originality of the concept of thoughts coming in from a psychologist, somebody like Dr. Jog Bhatia, who's remained the director of a great institute, and I'm so happy that he's with us sharing his views on relationships. Yes, all over to you, sir. You have to add something to it.
Yeah, one thing is that the process of reproduction, which is a natural process, it starts from the very beginning when a male and female see each other. It is in every species. It is in every
Yes,
species. Even in the earlier ages, there was no concept of marriage. So what used to
yes,
happen? Most of the powerful people, who were mostly leaders of the community, they used to keep 100, 200 wives like that. And normal other males, they don't used to have any type of such things. So even the concept of marriage was not there. That's why the marriage of concept developed, because the powerful used to keep
Yeah.
100 and 200 wives, and other people used to have nothing. And similarly, it was bringing a very much difficulty in the society. So
Yes.
as to control it, laws were made. Laws were made in the society. What is law? Just to regulate the society properly. So that made
Yes.
the institution of marriage come, that one man should keep one wife. And in many societies,
Yes.
even in today also, in the hilly areas of Kinnaur and all these things, even all the brothers used to have only one wife. Even
Yes.
today, it is a custom that that is because they don't want to distribute the land, just to control have the control of land in the one family. Only one wife is taken, and all the brothers used to marry only one wife, one lady. Similarly, there is a polygamous also and polyandry also. They different in different societies. It developed very much. But to have a
Very
control,
right.
at least the concept of marriage has made. But then that marriage
Yes.
was brought into a religious customs and cultures, so that a love can be created between the two.
Yes.
So in earlier ages, the marriages were decided in the very beginning, and after attaining certain age, they were married. So in between, they used
Yes.
to develop a very good friendship also. They used to understand each other also, and after that, you get married. But what happened nowadays? You are married to a person who you don't know in any way. Just all of a sudden, you are brought to that type of man or that type of woman, and you are asked to marry each other, make love with each other, whom you don't know, who you don't love actually, basically. You are
Exactly.
forcefully asked to be live together actually. So that's why
Yes.
most of the relationships are going in a bad shape, and that's why extramarital affairs are also coming up, because natural frequency of male and female are not matching. So they are seeking satisfaction outside their marital relations, and that's why it is increasing. And I tell you very frankly, what I have seen in that more than 80% married male and
Yes.
female may not be going physically, but they are attracted to other male or female, and
Yeah.
they are getting satisfaction, whether it is mentally or physically, but it is going on.
I know. I know. So,
And in Western world, it is very open. There are no social evils like dowry and all these things. Men and women are almost equal, so that's why they don't feel any difficulty in getting divorced and just again settling down in their life. And even nowadays, the concept of live-in partnership is going on, and
very
is-
right. Very
in one
right.
or other way, the institution of marriage is getting rotten in coming generations actually, because they
So,
are not
sir,
understanding. Yeah,
what do you think about talking about or having conversations about relationships? Is it right for the nation? Like we are bringing this show. Do you think it's a great act of bringing the originality of the concept about relationships? Because people have stress of relationships also. So, what is your view on it?
actually, the transformation stage is going on nowadays. Transformational stage is going
Okay.
on. Even in the very at the time when I was even studying in the school, the boys used to sit on the one side and the girls used to sit on the other side also. And the canteens
Yes,
of boys were also different. Canteens of girls were also different.
very right. Very right. So,
And
do
even
you think
and even the
carry
generation which
on?
was before me, even talking with a girl, it was considered like a crime actually. And
Yes,
telling somebody that she is my girlfriend or he is my boyfriend, it was a very much big crime which was considered by parents especially. But now the
very right.
things start on changing actually. And today is the day when people are living like a in living relationships also, and that is also even legally it has been adopted that a living relationship is not wrong. Even the court says that living relation is not wrong. They can be considered as a
Okay,
couple actually. So the transformation
exactly.
is changing, is going on, and let us see if the government takes the responsibilities of the children and all these things. So the coming time may change, coming change may change, and we can say a different type of society may come up after 50 years. Today, the concept of marriage is very much going on. Nearly 50%
I
marriages are
agree.
good also, and 50% marriages are failure also. If you ask,
True.
there was a I have heard about some survey of the India today. They asked
Okay.
the ladies that do you want the same husband in your next life? So more than 90% said that no, we don't want this thing. This life is enough.
So, on this note, let me be happy because I would suggest the ones who have divorced their partners to rejoice in this fact that at least you should take this as a positive affirmation in life that you were getting rotted in that one relation. So you were lucky enough to get into have another partner with you. So that brings a little spice in your life. So taking on the humor note, I really feel that live-in relationships are beautiful and people should get into it with a lot of responsibility towards fulfilling their needs and not misusing anyone or harming anyone. So that is the beauty of a relationship. So, sir,
But
can
one
I
thing
ask
I
you the
will say that actually live in relationship, uh, one should not go to live in relationship just to go away from their responsibilities. Actually to rear
exactly,
children and to develop the children, that is also a big responsibility of a human being. Actually, we have not just
exactly,
to give birth to a child, but we have to rear it properly, make him or her a good citizen of the country also. So
very right,
and so we should not just go away from our duties, but on the name of living relationships and all these things. So although the people are becoming more professional nowadays, the main target is not towards the sex or not towards your relationships, but the more intention or the more bent of life is towards their personal professional life and money making also, and living a luxurious life. This is the dream of all the maximum of the girls and boys also. So due to this also,
okay,
they are moving away from the marriages. But if we consider
yes,
the marriage in the proper way, in the institution that was made by our elders, it was very beautiful relationship actually. We keeping up with one and rearing the children, and concept of even nowadays the concept of both working, both male and female working. It is also very beautiful actually that both are working and both are rearing the children, and it has got its own enjoyment in the life. So
exactly.
let us see, the transition is going on, and after 50 years, I think that there will be no concept of marriage.
I would be really happy when there is no concept of marriage, but marriage comes with a lot of responsibilities and laws are there. And in life, viewers, I feel if you have a disciplined life, you still
Yeah,
have something to look forward for. So, certain amount of discipline should be there to enjoy the pleasure of a relationship. If there
that's
was no dominancy, if there were no rulers, there were no leaders, I would not be sitting on this chair today. If I'm talking these topics, it is all because of my dad. I salute him for raising us up in a way where we can talk in front of our father all about sex, all about fantasies, all about what I want from my father. And I feel that my father and my mother, I need to salute them because I really feel we are lucky enough to have parents who can act as friends and guide us, and even during our failures, even if I've gone through a divorce, they've always stood by me. They've given me the psychological independence. And I feel so much happy that such should be the nation's parents, supporting their kids, but at the same time making them understand that they should stand on their feet and value their abilities and make their own living out of what they are living, not value money over character, or do not value those cheap things that people are practicing these days. So there has to be a discipline in life. Viewers, if you all are watching this, the youngsters, a message to all of you: some amount of disasters already happened, some have happened in the past, some are happening in the present, but what takes for a better living is management of disasters, whether professionally or personally. Being a psychologist, I totally agree with Dr. Jog Bhatia that marriages would no longer be prevalent if such a situation of chaotic mess is there in relationships. So please, a request, a humble request, the ones who are watching us, they need to listen very carefully. That mindset needs to be channelized in a way where the true potential of both the souls in a relationship come out. There should be no harm in a relationship. So, sir, in a relationship, do you think women should be expressive? Is there anything wrong if women express love?
definitely. Actually, the time has gone that it was only the men who were expressive. If men wanted someone, They used to take the women forcefully also. They were much more expressive at that time, not only by their ideas, but their physically they were also very much expressive. But the now time has changed. The women are also very much expressive, and they must be expressive. Most of the time, the women just spoil all their life not being expressive. Actually, I tell you very frankly, some people may not like it, who are mostly religious bent of mind, that understood the religion very properly. The the chunni that we used to take, the girls used to take on their head actually, it was mostly intended to protect their head actually from different things. Maybe nowadays, if you put our headgear over our head, it can protect us from various viruses also. So the chunni was
Yes.
to protect our head. With the time, with the fashion, the chunni from head, it comes on our shoulders. And when it come on our shoulders, it paralyzes the women from doing any sports activities. The
Yes.
dress sense of our Punjab, mostly the suits and the saris which the girls used to and women used to wear. That's why they can't do swimming, they can't do proper cycling, they can't do running. What can they do? They can do only homework, the household works, and marriage, and become a machine for generating the children only. So
I totally salute you
the
for this,
mindset should be changed.
the views. Yeah.
Yeah, they should wear the comfortable dress in which they are comfortable. They can do everything in their life, and they should express themselves. I ask many women, they say that it is very difficult to ride a cycle with a chunni. I said, why don't you put it down? They say that it is very
Yes.
difficult because the elders will just think that we are characterless. Generally, they used to think the character doesn't
Yes.
tell what you wear. Even the character
Exactly.
doesn't tell your sexual life also. Character is how
Yes.
much is your personality, what is your personality, how much you are helpful to each other, what are your ideas, what are the frequency that you generate, how much helpful are you to the society. That tells your character, not whether you wear
Very
chunni or
right.
not chunni. This is what I want.
Very right. Very right.
And if
So,
as a fashion you can wear it, you should wear it in a society whatsoever is going on. You should wear it as a sort of respect and to protect your head.
very right.
It should not become a compulsory fact that you should kill
Yes.
yourself just for these traditional things.
Very right. So, Dr. Jog Bhatia is mentioning a very wonderful point, viewers, that women need to be expressive in whatever they are comfortable, they should wear it because there are different tasks a woman can perform. And as stated by Dr. Jog Bhatia, character is not revealed by the clothes one wears. I totally love it. I'm in love with it. Whatever you wear, whether it's a bikini photo shoot you're going on, you are doing it because you are confident. If you have it, you flaunt it. That should be the statement. And I feel that your mind should be balanced. You should know what you are doing and you should be responsible for what you are doing. So, given a chance to play a major role in the education sector, sir, what kind of a sector you would love to work on and why? Maybe sir has lost connection with us, but I would again give him a call and a chance to come with us and share the screen with us. So we will have Dr. Jog Bhatia again with us. In few minutes, we will have him. Maybe there was some technical difficulty from his angle, but I carry on because I feel that confidence and an outlook of bringing a lot of positivity, my dear friends, is always on the host of the show. Being a lady, I always feel very comfortable in wearing all the clothes that I can. Truly speaking, the mindset should be knowing that if you are comfortable in a particular dress, you can always make it up whether it is a party, whether it's any function. So, as a daughter of a defense personnel, I truly feel I got the opportunity to wear many apparels at many functions the way I actually wanted to. I won crowns when I was married. I walked the ramp. I've been an ex model for a fashion label of Bollywood repute. And I totally agree that passion should never die. My passion to always come on deep talks and present something from my mind is always there. Whether there are disasters happening in personal or professional area, one should never commit suicide. One should never, never, never give up in life, because giving up also has something that's not positive. It is actually when you actually fall into the low phase of life. And when you are in the low phase of life, you would love to have someone around you to guide you and to be a friend with. When initially people befriend you, they befriend you for a reason. Come to know very wisely, why would you befriend someone who would just be there in your joyful times? If there are souls around you who are helpful, who guide you, who practice compassion, who practice confidence instilling in you, then they are the right souls to be around with. And I agree with the fact that friendship is something that everybody should have. Why I started this Hello Conversations is because I have noticed of lately that there are many people who feel lonely, depressed, and they would love to be online, sticking to some kind of live shows where they would want to watch the speakers speaking about some meaningful topics. I personally analyze myself on American channels on the virtual stage with motivational speakers, and I came to know that life indeed throws in a lot of love and light only if we understand what life is all about. I am sure that Dr. Jog Bhatia must be trying hard to get into the broadcast studio to be live streamed with Ms.Gurleen Khokhar, but somewhere I believe that whatever happens, happens for good. He was there with us for a few minutes, and I know that his presence on Teachers' Day means a lot, not only to me, but to all the viewers who are watching us. Well, if I have to talk about relationships, they are a beautiful amalgamation of intelligence, confidence, will to succeed in all the lows in life. Trust is one thing that, if lost, cannot be regained. So, when you start a relationship, always take notice of having a clear picture as to where you are going, where you would be ending up. Are you just in a relationship for fun? Are you just there for some kind of a beneficial point of view? And if the benefits are there for the relationship angle where you have conditioned in a relationship, that you are there in a relationship because of a certain reason, that relationship will not sustain for longer, my dear viewers. Never, never put conditions in a relationship. Because when you actually restrict somebody, that's the time when the person walks out of the relationship. And I personally feel when other person nourishes in a relationship, it can only happen when the two of the people sit together and communicate. So conversations are an important aspect of a relationship. And one really needs to understand that if there is no communication, the relationship is supposed to be dead. So why counselors play an important role is because they are not to be dreaded. In modern times, they aren't to be dreaded. They should be befriended so that your relationship, whether it's with your friend, with your family, with your brother, with your sister, or with your partner, it comes to a fruitful point where you actually see yourself emerging as a new soul. And my dear viewers, that can only happen if you have a second opinion. And there is no harm if we go to one doctor, going to a second doctor for the second opinion doesn't harm your mindset. What harms your mindset, my dear viewers, is getting stuck up on issues, getting stagnant somewhere in life. And that is what I personally feel is not okay. At least it's not okay with me. I feel when I counsel my clients, I always let them know. Never take this counseling sessions as something very serious. Come along with a bent of mind that you are open to receive. When you are willingly doing something, my dear viewers, your habit of conditioning your mindset will improve for positive affirmations. So when you're walking in to meet somebody, go in with a very positive channel of thought in your mindset. And that is how you will develop the habit of conditioning your mind for receiving a lot of blessings coming in your way. I totally feel Blessings are what we can also have by channelizing our mindset. I have been connecting to foreigners. Of lately, I've realized they are large hearted souls. When we look at Indians, they have a lot of reservation. We need to, have a certain set of mindset before approaching a higher authority. We need to follow a certain protocol. That's necessary. But when we are there in life and we just want to pick up a call and ask someone for help, I think foreigners take the call from my angle. We all need to be united because in India, we all should actually have more of love towards helping. Helping nature does not spoil or harm anyone. So, my dear viewers, I would shortly be back with Dr. J.S. Bhatia. I think he's already there. So let me see if I can actually see sir and have him on board again. Once again, welcome, sir. I think I managed the show myself, but it's fine. Am I audible? Am I audible? I think I am not able to hear your voice.
Yeah,
So,
you are
am
very
I
much audible.
audible?
Yeah, very much audible.
Okay. So wonderful viewers, we carried on the conversation and Dr. Jog Bhatia, like I said, when you spread positivity, Lord blesses you and he's back with us. So sir, recently Sushant Singh's suicide or murder mystery is there. What is your take on the people who commit suicides? How can suicides be prevented in India or across the globe?
Mostly, it depends on what type of society you have, what type of friends you have. So it is very much said that if you have got a negative people around you, try to avoid them. सत्संगत शब्द माना जाता है. There is a word which is called satsang, means a positive companion. So always try to keep the positive companions around you. The more the positive companions you have, the positive vibrations you will get from them. And with the positive vibrations from them, you are going to rise. Definitely, you are going to rise in your life, in all the fronts of the life. You are going to win in all the fronts of your life. So, more you get surrounded by the negative companions, they will pull you down. Your friends may be there, your relatives may be there, your any type of negative companion. So, the main thing is that with your education, with your studies, and with experience, you should be able to very much define that what are the positive vibrations, what are the negative vibrations, which people are positive, which can give you positive vibrations. So always try to keep the company of positive people. When you are with the positive people, you are going to win actually. And when you are with the negative people, definitely you are going to go down, and one gets suicide only because when one is surrounded by the negative people. So this is what happened. That's why it is always said that always keep satsang. Satsang be there. Satsang doesn't mean that you are
So,
doing meditations with the people. It means good people around you.
so what experience of your life as a DSP in disaster management you can talk to our viewers about that made you feel a lot more happier and brighter? One experience of your life as a DSP in disaster management which actually made you feel very happy and proud of.
Yeah, actually, it was in 2013 when it was the first time that I was posted at Gochar in Uttarakhand. It was the first time that I just called my family to celebrate their holidays with me in my campus actually. But on the same day that they come, on 18th of June, there was a big cloud burst at Kedarnath,
Okay,
and at the same time towards Hemkund Sahib also. And there were multiple
okay,
cloudbursts. And there was a big disaster that is called the Grand Disaster of Uttarakhand actually. And I was then at that time the nodal officer of that team. And Gochar was our campus was made the nodal point for search and rescue operations. And from that day, I didn't meet my family for near about 10 to 20 days, and I was involved in continuously in the operations. So I was the first team to reach Kedarnath at that time, and continuously where I saw that lakhs of people are just they are shattered and thousands they have gone dead, and it was a very drastic condition I never forget in my life. But at that time, without caring about our own fooding and clothing and all these things, we tried to save all the people. Air Force did a great job, and our pilots they used to we had a good synergy with them. and they used to make sorties time and again, because the big aircrafts couldn't go there, and with the small helicopters, we have to rescue the people, only 4 or 5 people in one time. But we continuously doing working, and after 12 o'clock, it was very difficult to fly because of the air pressure used to increase, and there was a much windy type of environment in the hills actually. So there we worked for nearly 10-20 days, and in that operation, I lost one of my dearest friend, who was
Oh
my
my God.
batchmate also, Nityanand Gupta in ITVP, and later at that time he was in deputed in NDRF. So the his helicopter actually crashed in a way during the after rescue operation. They were returning back actually, and the helicopter crashed because of it was very late to fly, and it could not build up the pressure, could not face the pressure, air pressure, which was above, and the it struck the peak of the hill actually. So this was one of the experience also, and at the same time, I feel happy also that we could save thousands of lives at that time. And I can just
Exactly.
share you that just after that, in June, July, there was a festival of Rakhdi, and I received near about 2,000 Rakhdis from all over India. I couldn't send them actually, but from all over India, from various gents, ladies, children, I received near about 2,000 Rakhdis on the Rakhi day. So I just displayed
Wow,
all
that's
those Rakhis
commendable.
in this Sarv Dharm sthal actually. In forces, we don't believe in one religion actually. We believe that all the religions are same. And in the one hall,
Same.
we have got Gurdwara also, Mandir also, church also, Masjid also, and Gompa also. Gompa is the religious place of Buddhist people actually. So all
Buddhist
these are
people.
the sitting place is same, and this in the same hall we have all these things. And I displayed all those rakris there because I say that this is the spirit and this is the love. God lies in this love, and that is also a part of the blessings of the God. And that was a different type of experience and feelings that I received at the time. Saving life and helping the others. It is definitely it gives very much
So,
good
my
feeling.
viewers, I was just talking about positive life, love, blessings, and look at the blessings. Despite the disappearance of Dr. Jog Bhatia for a certain while, I continued conversing with you because I feel the love that you all shower on me on Deep Talks is never ending. It is eternal. And I was there waiting for Dr. Jog Bhatia to appear once again and join in because I always feel that there is a way out, there is no end. Even if there is a full stop, there is a beginning to a new sentence. So do not give up on life. If you fall for suicide, it is the biggest crime you can actually commit to your own mindset and body. You are actually harming the society. So stay united, shower love and blessings on each one around us. And I'm sure life is beautiful. So, Dr. Joe Bhatia, does
Sure.
emotional regulation in relationships necessary?
Pardon?
Does
Pardon?
emotions play a role in relationships? Emotions, emotional regulation.
Definitely, without emotion, human life is nothing. Because when we talk about the God, it is written in the Gurbani that Pakhya Pao Apar. The language of God is emotions. From the point the emotion
Yes,
starts, your connection with the God starts. And where is the God? It is in between all of us. Me, even the
yes,
plants and animals, everybody has got feelings, everybody has got emotions. And it is the God that lies in everywhere,
yes.
everywhere,
Very
in
right.
everywhere. Emotions
Very
play a
right.
very
So,
important role in human life. It is in human life that we can actually visualize those emotions. Once you visualize those emotions, definitely you are moving towards the God. So emotions are that starts from the womb of the mother till we live in this life.
exactly.
So they are must if we want to success.
So, in
Without emotions, no love.
relationships, sir, yeah, in relationships, sir, what role does ego play? Do you think ego should be there in a relationship?
Where there is love, there is no ego. Where there is
Very
ego,
right.
love cannot exist. Because love always try to give priority to other person. Where you give priority to
Yes,
yourself, it means yeah, you don't have love. You have only ego. So once
Very
you are
right.
oh, once you learn to love, your ego will vanish itself, because love only knows how to give. And when you start
Yes.
giving, you will get immense pleasure. That pleasure cannot be defined. So where is the place of ego in that?
No, no, no ego. So viewers who are watching us, in true love, there is no ego. Even if you are doing something for the partner, you're doing it because there is love for that partner. So, sir, your take on one experience of your marital life where you actually felt that giving puts a smile on your face. One experience of your own marital journey that that will speak a lot of volumes to the viewers who are watching us. And how many years now it has been for your marriage?
It has been always almost 20 years for my marriage actually, because
Wow.
in the very beginning of my marriage, I tell you very frankly that we used to fight very much, because there was a big
That
egos.
is an honest confession coming from Dr. Jog Bhatia, disaster management DXP, that,
Yeah.
viewers, in every relationship, there is love and there are fights. Yes, sir,
Yeah.
carry on.
But at that time, egos used to strike very much, and
Yes.
even for the small things, we had more expectations from each other. Even if she used to see me talking with some girl or women, she used to be dominant. When I used to see her, she was also working very much frank with some other person. I used to feel something different, because it was immaturity actually. Because
Exactly.
and love starts after some years of the marriage, when it is an arranged marriage actually. Definitely, I had an arranged
Very
marriage,
right.
and the
Very
marriage was
right.
yeah. So although we were knowing each other a bit, because her father was also related to defense services. Actually, he was also a colonel in army, and he very much understood
Wow.
the life of the forces actually. So,
Wow.
and she was also groomed in such a type of environment, and she was also having such type of egos like that. That my father is even more senior than you. So
I hope this episode goes viral and all those
yeah,
army officers' wives and air force officers' wives and the brats of the forces, the youngsters, those who are watching, and the married people who are watching. There's an honest confession coming from Dr. Jog Bhatia that in an arranged match, initially it takes a lot of time period to understand from an angle where you act mature. So certain
exactly. One
amount
thing
of
very right,
immaturity
because
certain
more
amount
you
of immaturity is always there in the initial beginning, which we can overcome if we try to work on those angles. Yes, sir, carry on.
because more you live together, the more understanding can develop. Because in our lives also, we don't get much time to live together actually, because her family was somewhere else, she was posted somewhere else, I was posted somewhere else, my parents were somewhere else. We were divided into four different places actually. And when I used to come on leave, so we had to manage at that time that how can we be together. So sometimes I used to go to her place, and sometimes she used to come to my place, and sometimes our parents' places were our meeting places actually. So my daughter was born at that time. She was staying with her parents because she was posted at that place. People used to, or most of the time, the relationships are spoiled because of people living around us. Actually, we can understand each other, but the people around, they don't let us understand each other. They try
Very
to
right.
give us directions in such a way. Mostly the youngsters should understand this thing. That people used
So
to
the
give directions.
viewers, so the viewers who are watching us, Dr. Jog Bhatia is trying to convey a very, very strong point that please never, never see what others are doing. When you are in a relationship, try to not follow others' advice as much as you can. Make up for the relationship, work out yourself. Your
Yeah,
relation is like a gym activity. You are exercising every single day, not your body only, but your mind also. Am I right,
yeah.
Dr. Jog Bhatia?
Truly, very true, very true. Like for example, uh, she was posted in her parents' place actually, and her parents had got a good house, and they offered that why you live outside, you live with us only. And I was posted somewhere else, and her friends used to say that how you can live without your husband, and how you dare to live without your husband. Ask him to come here, and all these things. And this used to disturb her life, her mind also. So, and later on, some people used to tell me that why she's living with her parents when once she has got married with you, she should live with you, or otherwise she should leave her job, or otherwise she should take a different house in the same place and should live independently. Why you go to your parents, her parents' place? So all these things used to disturb something. But actually, when I analyzed it very properly, Shuru, in the beginning, we used to have somewhat conversations on hard conversations also. But when I realized it, definitely, I thought that while she's living with her parents, she's more safe with her parents.
Very right.
Even I had one
Very
daughter. It was a very small. She was a very small kid actually at the time. So she was also getting better groomed in her parents' place. So every parents used to
right.
love the children. When I, as a boy, can live with my parent, why can't she, as a girl, live with her parents?
Wow, I'm so happy hearing this, viewers. Please listen to this episode. When a woman wants to stay wherever she wants to stay, when a
Yeah,
man can stay with the parents, why cannot a woman choose to stay with the parents? And I'm sure that this episode, the women and the girls who are watching it, they would be really happy to know that there are certain section of men who allow the freedom to let the woman stay where she is happy. So in case if you feel like coming to her house, please make her feel comfortable, because when you make the woman comfortable is the time that a woman would want a man inside. And for that, I'm very bold enough to state that when you define a woman isn't complete without a man, but a man needs to be hearty enough to accept the follies he has committed in his life, to improve on it and accept the woman as she is. So
yeah.
thank you so much, Dr. Jog Bhatia, for sharing this point. Because on my episode Deep Talks, I always want honest confessions from people pouring in. What is one turning point in your life of depression that you recently overcame and you feel that you were in depression some point of time?
Actually, depressions comes time and again. Many times, depressions used to come. Earlier, depression was at the time of my marriage also, when I was living at different places actually, and we were not living together, and people used to disturb us very much, and people used to give very much depression to us actually, basically. But when I realized that earlier before marriage I was having only one house, but after marriage I got two houses, because house of my parents also and house of my in-laws also.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So you have two houses and you are happy. That
Yeah,
is such a good thing, a good feeling.
yeah. Although I am not talking about property actually. The property of my parents is of my parents, and the property of my in-laws are
Obviously,
they are not mine actually, and no, neither I want to ask for the property either from my parents or from my in-laws. But I had got two houses, two homes actually, basically, where I can love at both the
wonderful.
places. And whenever I want to stay there for 1 or 2 days, and I want some change, I can go and stay there for 1 or 2 days, or whatever time I want to do. So this is thing
You
that
know
actually
what?
is
I
the
am
satisfaction.
very, very lucky to have you on my Deep Talks.
Until and unless you have got homes, you will enjoy the
Yes,
life. When you start
yes.
thinking your home or house as a property, then the life is nothing, because everything is temporary in this world. Everything you have to leave it here only. So don't think of a property, think of a home, and
Exactly. So,
it will
sir,
give you
sir,
life.
a message for the ones who are newly married. What is your take on someone who's just getting married? What should they expect should come and hit them? I mean, what your take on it?
I tell you very frankly, those who are getting newly married, that no two persons are same. And
Yes.
similarly, male is different, female is different. The thinking and working process of male is different, and similarly, female is different. So you have to accept each other as they are. One thing, don't try to dominate either of your friend, either of your partner, because they are what they are made, and you are what you are. Just accept each other, enjoy each other, enjoy sexual life, really
Mhm.
enjoy sexual life. Don't put the chadar or kambal over you, blankets over you. You should enjoy
I
it
love
actually.
this. I love this. Viewers who are watching this, please make this episode go viral, because I really want that to happen. This is an honest confession, and I could not have somebody else on the love seat but Dr. Jog Bhatia. Yes, sir. Please carry on.
Yeah, definitely. So this is the actually the time, the precious time. It is the precious time to enjoy. This is the age and the time that you should actually enjoy the sex also, which is the great gift of God. So
Yes.
don't get shied up. Don't just go to the go what the people say. Don't think about that. Just enjoy while going on the street, while going on the mall road or the Shimla. Uh, if your mind desires that you should uh, yeah, have a hand on your shoulder of your wife, do it, enjoy it.
Wonderful. So wonderful, wonderfully stated by Dr. Jog Bhatia. Viewers, that public display of affection, PDA. When a woman likes it, why can't you do it? It's either ways,
Do it.
vice versa. If a woman wants to kiss a man in the public, please do that.
Do
Smooch
that.
somebody in the public. In the Western countries, people do it. It's like freedom of expression. If you both are agreeing to a situation, try to make the other partner comfortable. If the other one is not agreeing to it, bring that level of comfortable factor inside your relation, and you see the stream of love always there. Do not lose hope that you've lost the passion in love. But even after 20 years of marriage, Dr. Jog Bhatia is stating this and he's smiling. I'm sure that with how many kids you have, sir? Three.
I have 3 kids. I have 3 daughters actually, and
Wow, so wonderful. So it is coming from a man who's having three daughters. It speaks a lot. I am saying salute you, sir, for this conversation because I couldn't be happy enough that had I had somebody else on this love seat, could not have fulfilled the role of confessions that you have brought on this conversation. And you can see the zest in me. Despite the disasters we face today evening, I am so happy that you are here with me on Deep Talks and we are there with the viewers who are sharing a lot of love on us. The ones who are going to watch us after this live episode are going to reminiscence, cherish this conversation because this is all about Deep Talks. It's all about Gurleen taking out the best out of the loudspeaker who is there on the seat. So, sir, one message about nepotism. You must have heard the word nepotism.
nepotism, that is definitely, it is a part of our society. You can tell in India which is the place where there is no nepotism actually. भाई भतीजावाद कहाँ नहीं है? Everywhere it is there.
Yes.
Even in the education line, or even these things are even in forces also. Even while for selection of the people in recruitments also, nepotism was very much. But nowadays, with the transparent policies of the government, the nepotism is coming down actually. And I feel that if we all joined our hands and just come out of our self prejudices and nepotism and all these things, definitely we are going to build up a beautiful society in coming days. The main thing is that come out of the grips of the religion, try to be more spiritual.
Okay.
And
So,
definitely when
sir,
you become a spiritual, try to learn what the gurus tell. So
sir, given a chance,
just don't bow in front of Guru Granth Sahib. Just try to learn what the Guruji wanted to tell us. Similarly, if you are doing the idol worship, just understand what is the idea and what is the message that that idol want to give. So try to be in their feet. So if there is a 4 hands or the in the hands of the goddess, it means that she has got a 4 such type of qualities. Try to develop those
yes.
qualities in yourself actually. Once you develop those qualities in yourself, you become a saint soldier. So definitely you are going to live a good life also, and you will come out of all these things and all the grips these so-called religious leaders has built up. They have tried to, because of those people only, our country has gone 100 years back from America actually, definitely. So
Right.
come out of the grips of such a type of people. These religious people and these politicians, these are all same and making fool of the people from hundreds of years. It is the time
Yes.
that we actually understand the message given by our gurus, the message given by actually our Vedas, and we should go directly to them. We should have a direct connection with our with the Almighty God, which is everywhere omnipresent. When we say that the God is omnipresent, why don't we see them everywhere? Why we see them only in religious places? Why we see only when by giving the money to these people? So if you want to donate the money, donate it to the needy person. Maybe the
Yes.
charity starts from your home. Give it to the
Yes.
needy person. That is actually
Very
giving the
right.
money to God. And come out of the grip of these so-called religious people.
Yes.
Be a
Very
spiritual.
right. So, very right. So, you must have heard about the new reforms in the education side. What is your take on the educational side? I mean, given a chance, what would you love to do in the education sector for the youngsters of the nation?
So actually, I had come in education field only just to serve the people actually, basically. I worked in
Okay.
ITBP for 24 years, and after that, I just thought that I have served my borders and served the country with arms for 24 years. Now I should serve my state also, serve the people of Punjab, because I have seen that the people of Punjab, they are more in drugs, and they are very
Yes.
much less in the studies and education side also. So
Yes.
thinking this thing, I changed my profession and I came to the education line, and now I am working as a director at the Deshbhagati University, Mandi Govindgarh, actually, director management
Wonderful.
actually. So
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So what I am observing is that the element of education or the element is very much less in Punjab actually. Most of the people, they don't want to study. They have only one idea, that we have to go abroad and nothing else. And at the same time, there is
Okay.
some problem that there are very less jobs left in India and Punjab. So main thing is that there are some certain policies of government are also like this, that there are very less jobs and like these things, and more or less the people are also not getting much talented nowadays. I'm actually watching this thing,
Yes.
that they don't want to do anything. Here what they are doing, either going for drugs or doing nothing, and they are ready to go outside the country just by looking after their friends and other people. And in other countries, they are ready to work on petrol pumps, they are ready to do anything. But in India, they are not ready even to pick up a glass of water. So I would just
Exactly.
say,
Very right.
just understand your potential. Punjab is a very beautiful state. It is one of the best place to live in by us and our coming generations. It is a place of religious, of our spiritual gurus, and very potential people. People have got a great energy here. But to understand your energy, go back to the basics, come out of the grips of these religious people, directly connect to your gurus, directly connect to the saints, and just understand, feel the same emotions, feel the love, and definitely you are going to be the best place to live. So this is what I would
Exactly.
like. Yeah.
Very, very, very right, sir. So, what do you think
I am
the
also looking
counselor?
forward to take up platforms that where I can give a motivational speeches and at the same time give the practical training to the students. And
Very
I
right.
want, so that the actually I want that the people from Punjab, they should rule the world actually. Even I am watching
Very right.
nowadays that most of the people of the Punjab earlier used to be in the forces also, and
Very right.
I remained as a training instructor over there. In every batch, at least 15 to 20 people used to be of the Punjab. And even after coming in this field, whenever I am invited as a guest for some lecture in academies in the forces, I just find sometimes there is not even a single person from a Punjab. So
Yes.
the Punjabis, who are the warriors actually, warriors. Punjabis are the warriors, and where that
Yes.
warrior spirit has gone, I couldn't understand actually. They are not
Yes.
just qualifying even to participate in CDS examinations, they qualifying even to participate in NDA examinations. And earlier, every second or third person used to be with a turban and a smart sing as a.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Very right.
nowadays, what I am finding that even in the paramilitary forces or in even in the lower ranks also of the constable or havaldar, very less people of Punjab, they are coming actually. So I would say
Very
that
right.
keep physically fit, keep yourself mentally fit, and carry on. There is a lot of scope
So,
in India also.
exactly. So, sir, do you think the role of counselors, whether in educational sphere or in personal relationship sphere or for the youngsters, does it play an important role? People fear approaching a counselor. What is your take on it?
Definitely, the counselor plays a very important role, because what is actually, if I tell you in Punjab, you can see a large number of religious counselors. It is a place where religious counselors have overcome the real counselors. These religious
Yes.
counselors are fake counselors, and they have overcome the real counselors who need not to wear a Bhagwa dress or something like that. They can be like you and me, who have gone through
Yes.
the pains of life, and whensoever they will tell the truth to the people. And these religious
Yes.
counselors never want anybody to get the truth actually. So,
Exactly.
the first counselors are the parents, and after that their friends, and are the some
Yes.
professional counselors also. So you should go meet them, and before going you should first find out that what is the experience of that counselor. If he has done a counselor course and again and become a counselor, it is not the counselor. The person who
Yes.
has gone through the pain, he can only tell
Yes.
you the right, he can only give
Yes.
you the right direction. Even our
Very
gurus
right.
also, Guru Nanak Dev Ji or Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they sacrificed their lives, then only they
Yes.
were able to tell the right path to the people. So
Very
just from singer you become a counselor. How can you tell a person to go to a force or to become a army officer or a air force officer.
Very right. Very, very well pointed out by Dr. Jog Bhatia, my dear viewers. I myself am a counselor. I've been through a divorce battle and I know how to patch relationships, and I actually know the nitties and gritties of how to manage a relationship very well. When a person knows one's own self a lot more and interacts with the crowd, is adaptable to all the situations, can guide you even much better in a much better, brighter, and positive manner. When
I can,
people ask
myself
about
say,
my
I can just tell
qualifications,
that what
yes.
counselor you can get better from Gurleen. Gurleen can be one of the best counselor for marital
Oh,
affairs
please,
life, because she has gone through that
thank
type
you
of
so
pain.
much.
You have gone through that type of pain. So you cannot find a better counselor than Gurleen if you have got some
I
type of counseling you need it for marital affairs actually.
I'm actually honored to hear these words coming in from Dr. Jog Bhatia, because I feel truly that there is a forte, there is a passion, there is a spiritual enlightenment letting me know to work on these conversations, these relationship scenarios where youngsters are falling prey to substance abuse, drugs, and changing partners often and landing up committing suicides. I totally cannot see this happening for the nation, whether it is India, whether it is abroad. We are connecting globally through deep talks, whether it's Dr. Joe Bhatia, because today it is Dr. Joe Bhatia talking about it. Tomorrow there would be another speaker talking about it. Let's all unite together. Let's all create a chain of curbing these practices and handling the disasters that we are creating. Why not we can stop the disasters from happening, which are in our hands? The man-made disasters can be stopped. Am I right, sir?
Definitely, definitely, the man-made disasters, they are mostly because of the uh, inefficiency of human beings, the, or the greed of the human being. These all things happens generally when there is an accident. Similarly, just an accident and a person dies in accident. What we say that अच्छे लोगों को तो भगवान हमेशा ले जाता है. God always need good people. That's why a person has gone, but he has not gone because of God. God has
Yes,
given us birth. God wanted us to survive. Even the God always the environment. What is God? Is the environment all around us. He's a pasara,
yes,
ek omkar, it's everywhere. It always help us to survive. All our environment help us to survive the maximum we can. But the person
yes,
dies. Why? Because of the negligence in driving, or the wrong, poorly built roads, or
yes,
not having driving sense. These are the causes that there was accident and a person dies. So it is not
yes,
the God who killed that person. It is the persons or the environment which has killed the person. It's the negligence. So definitely we should have good awareness. We should have preparedness. And I just tell you that if you are good aware, you are prepared, nobody is going to die and disaster is not going to happen. And definitely
exactly.
there are hazards which are around us. Definitely with every development process there is a risk. Even if you fly a aircraft, a risk is associated with it. There is a hazard in it, there is a fuel in it, everything is there. But when you
Yes,
have to reduce the risk, when you are well prepared, when you are well aware, the risk is reduced, the hazard is reduced, so definitely your survival increases. So when you are well prepared, when you are well aware, the disaster is not going to happen. You just control the hazard at the very beginning. Even if while flying the aircraft there is some fault developed, there are processes of mitigation that that fault is removed and the aircraft lands very safely. So there is always chances of survival. You have to reduce the risk by good mitigation processes and reducing the risk and controlling the hazards. We have to live with hazards. We have to live with corona also. Corona is going to
exactly.
stay here, but when we take proper protections from it, so definitely we are going to survive. If we don't take protection, the chances of survival goes down and the chances of risk increases.
So, what is that one quality in your marital partner, your wife? What is she doing in profession, and what is that one quality that keeps you happy during your marital journey? That you can say that proudly that she has this quality, and I quite admire that.
She is also doing job actually. She is in a government job
But
in district administration. So the best quality that she is having is that she don't argue on small things with me, because my job was like that.
wonderful.
That there were many ladies also in our department, even lady officers also. So they had a great faith on me actually. Sometimes during the time of some emergency, even the ladies used to call me there at 12 o'clock in the night also. That sir,
Yes.
we have to go that place, and we can't go. We are feeling very risky or try to going over there. Will you please help us? So, many a times I used to go with them. So earlier, my wife used to see it with a different angle, but later on, she understood that this person is of a different nature. Actually, yeah,
Yes.
even she didn't stop me even to have a peg or drink of whiskey. She didn't stop me to have a company of women also, because she knows that I have got my limits. She
Wow.
understands very
So
much respect my characters actually. When I am having a whiskey, she knows that he will be having only one pack, and he's not
uh,
doing it for the intoxication. He's doing only for the sake of the company or just for celebration purpose. So similarly, if some women are coming on me, it means that they are having faith on me. Even in the border areas also,
yes.
when I was in the command, and many of my subordinates, they had faith on me. They used to say that we are safe only because of you. Nobody could dare to uh, have an eye on us. At the same time, I used to be very much open to them. I used to tell them that if you are having some affair with somebody in our battalion, you openly tell me. I will help you to get married with them. And
I have a great person talking about something that the viewers need to listen to. So, if
yeah,
you have an affair, if you have someone out of your marital relationship, please kindly respect the other person. Do not treat the other person as an object. Never exploit the person by making stupid, silly, cheap videos which go
yeah,
viral. Please respect, keep your mobiles off, respect the other party, and never blackmail or emotionally harm the person, because that is one point I would love to mention as a psychologist. If you're trying to cross the lines of control, please take this, that somebody can commit a suicide watching the person do all this shit. Do not do all that stuff which is not permitted by the other person in a relation, be it your wedlock or be it outside your wedlock. Know the consequence of having an extramarital relation and then get into it. Do not get into harmful relations. Am I right,
main,
sir?
main thing is that you should not betray your partner. You should not betray with your partner. Having relationship is
Exactly.
not having relationship is not a bad thing actually. Whenever there is a male and there is a female, there is always an attraction. Even my wife is also
Yes.
working somewhere, and
Yes.
she will be. She's also having many male colleagues there. So what is
Yes.
harm if they can have lunch together? What is the harm if they are having tea together? What is the harm if they are sitting together and enjoying the talks with each other? It is there. By this way, their life is also colorful. But having affair with someone and then planning to kill the husband or kill the wife and having this second marriage and all these things definitely destroy the peace of the life and the peace
Yes.
of the children also. So just having, one should know one's limits, and one can enjoy and one can understand each other also. Because
Yes.
whenever you are having some good friends, maybe of opposite sex, you will definitely remain happy. You will always wear good dresses, and you will remain young for a long time, and there's no harm in that also. But
Very
one
right.
should
Very
not
right.
betray, and one should not betray your partner or the family in which you are married, because marriage is not only because of the two people only. The marriage concept of India is between the two families actually.
Exactly. So, very rightly pointed out by Dr. Jog Bhatia, my dear viewers, that if you've taken a responsibility, stand by it. While you are in a relationship, it is not necessary that you cannot befriend somebody else out of the opposite sex. You can always have fun. You can always respect your partner. You can always take your partner alongside, and you can also make the partner have fun outside as well. You should be happy. Your mental health should be regulatedly in a very better and brighter manner. You should think positive and not harm anyone. So, one last message for the viewers who are watching and who would be watching us later. Any message that you would want to give for the viewers?
Yeah, the main thing is that husband and wife should understand each other and give each other proper space actually. Don't try to
Okay,
don't try to just take over the space of each other. Then the life will become hell actually. Give each other space, let them have good friends, no issues in that, and be faithful to them.
exactly.
Nothing
So,
else.
what Sir is trying to say is psychological independence is a must in a relation, be it love marriage, arranged marriage, or live in relations, or any kind of a relationship. We are respecting all the genders here. And before leaving this conversations, viewers, I have written few lines. Before leaving this conversation, I would love to share those lines with you. वक्त एक एहसास है, वक्त एक अल्फाज है, रहते हुए इस एहसास को, समझते हुए इस अंदाज को, जिंदगी का लुत्फ उठा लीजिए, कभी भी गहरी बातों का आईना आज तो एक बार आजमा लीजिए, यूं ही मिलते रहेंगे कई लोग तुम्हें, यूं ही मिलते रहेंगे कई लोग तुम्हें, आज हमसे भी कुछ प्यारी बातें चुरा लीजिए. So that was something special for the viewers because the love they throw on us every time increases. And with Dr. Jog Bhatia, who is such a vibrant personality, I could not stop but write these lines. When you were facing that disaster, I managed writing these lines. Somewhere I felt that I need to share with my viewers that love that they are sharing on us. I hope this episode goes viral because this episode has all of honest confessions by DSP in disaster management. Sir, it was a pleasure having you on the love seat, and I hope that you rejoiced this conversation. And the last message, how can the viewers connect to you if they want to connect to you?
So I will just say, फलक बदलता रहा सितारे, धरती पे लाखों मुकाम आए, यही तो है कानूने कुदरत कि तमाम गुजरे तमाम आए. असर ये पैदा करो अमल में, असर ये पैदा करो अमल में, जो दिल की धड़कन को छू के निकले, जिधर जिधर भी नजर उठे उधर उधर से सलाम आए.
Wow, that was amazing, my dear viewers. It was just fantastic. And this is something that you can see the spirit of both of us on this episode, Deep Talks, virtual stage of love and relations. We are also going to be live coming soon. Monday, we are going to be having a new speaker with us. But this was Dr. Jog Bhatia. And sir, thanks a lot for coming on Love Speak with me. Anything that you would want to convey to the host of the show before leaving?
Pardon?
Any last message for the host of the show?
For the host is the wonderful person, and I wish you all the best in your life. You are affecting the large number of lives actually by giving them counseling. I was also in somewhat depression during this COVID period, but while discussing with you, I also came out of all these things. So thank you very much. You are one of the try to help.
God bless you. So, God bless. We are always there. I'm always there for the viewers. This is my number on the screen, my dear viewers, 9646797080. And my email ID stands gurleenkhokhar@gmail.com. So the ones who want to connect to me and would want to connect to Dr. Jog Bhatia, I would personally let Dr. Jog Bhatia know that if you have some disaster, they can directly connect to me. Then I will connect to Dr. Jog Bhatia. So thanks a lot for watching us. Thanks a lot, sir. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Sat Sri Akal. Namaskar.